I'm the scat man!
Is this Canard 41 training schools?
Yeah, man, we are here to make you faster. So, I'm not sure how we're going to do that, but just go faster. It's a balmy day here in Edmond, Oklahoma. We're here on the beach with some sand. Beautiful day, no wind. For Oklahoma, that is. It is blowing at a calm 12 miles per hour out of the southwest. It's about 75 degrees, the birds are chirping, and the skies are blue. Today, we've got a turn. Go fast in that turn. Thank you for watching. A lot of videos about technique on the interwebs, for good reason, and a lot of good videos too, I might add. A lot of people know what they're talking about. Some not so much, some, yeah, you're doing it right. I remember whenever I was first turning pro, we started doing time qualifying, and I would be like 3 seconds a lot faster, or I'm sorry, slower than like the top 10. And I couldn't figure it out. You know, my technique was really good. I was a really good amateur rider. The first thing I really had to learn, I think, in pros was how to set up the track. I was testing a few weeks ago. We rented Fox Raceway after an open ride on Tuesday, mostly amateur riders on that day. And I was reminded at how amateur riders, a lot of amateur riders ride the track. It's a lot of point, shoot, go straight into the turn, do the turn, come straight out of the turn. My guess is if you do the things that I'm going to talk today, you could probably go faster, not even worrying about your technique, just because you'll be able to carry more speed, more momentum. The track should open up to you. It should slow down a little bit in your mind. Track's going this way into this sandy right. I'm like nearly off the track coming up the hill. You see the grass there. It's our right, it'd be the rider's far left. So I'm almost completely off the track, and then I initiate my turn way over there, and then I come all the way almost to the inside of this turn, and then I exit almost to the outside there at the end. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm taking as much real estate as I can to set up the turn, using the least amount of real estate through the turn. I mean, if you look all the way up there, the turn goes super high. And then I'm using as much real estate as I can on the way out, and that's just to keep my miles per hour up and to connect the track. So you hear us talk about a lot of times, oh, he needs to open up his turns. That's exactly what we're talking about. So what I'd like to do is kind of demonstrate what it's like and the advantages to setting up the turn properly. First, let's just talk about you're a normal rider. You're trying to save some time on the track, so you go inside. So you come inside, you're coming up this hill. It puts you on this angle right here. So in order to maintain any kind of speed, you're going to have to go straight. So you're going to be coming in, maybe you're going super fast. You go straight, and because of that, you're going to have to do basically a complete 180. You have to slow a bike all the way down, make a sharp turn, and then come back. So what ends up happening is you lose your momentum, especially in this super sandy corner where nothing really likes to form. So you go there, you'll make a super tight turn, you'll lose all your momentum, and then you try to build it up coming out. When I come in and I open this turn up, it allows me, one, I can see like the whole track becomes visible to me. When I'm over here, it's like all you can see is this little grassy knoll here, not the grassy knoll, but a grassy knoll, and everything's coming back at you really quick. Well, if I come out here, I've got all this real estate that I can look at, and it's kind of like when you're driving in construction and the construction stuff's going by really fast. You're only going like 30 miles an hour. It's the same idea. If you open up your field of vision, all of a sudden everything slows down a little bit. So when I open up this turn, I don't have to slow down as much. I can keep the bike a little more less upright. When I'm coming in straight, I've got to be straight, and then I've got to turn the bike really hard. If I'm on a lean and I'm opening it up wide, I can kind of just leave the bike partially laid over to keep my momentum up. And that's the biggest thing, is being able to get, especially into this sandy stuff, when I get into that pocket right there, I don't have to stab the throttle to keep from falling over. I can use my momentum to carry me through the turn. And then when I get to the upright part of the tire there at the end, I can really get on the throttle. So the advantages are, I think, one, just opening up your field of view, making the track seem bigger than it is. So it should be coming at you a little slower. The second advantage is just keeping momentum. You know, you hear us talk about momentum. You got to have momentum. And that's how we do it. We start wide, go in wide. And that is probably the key to putting the whole track together. Is, you know, if you think about car racing, I'm going to draw in the dirt here. I don't know if you can see this. Car racing, say you've got a straightaway and then like a little chicane over here. Okay, so if you watch F1 or anything like that, what you don't see is them coming on the corner entry on this far inside, kind of braking, doing a turn, and then coming over there to the inside again. They're going to start wide. They're going to go in, go wide again, and then end it well. So the miles per hour that they're able to keep up through that section is considerably higher than if they were to enter the turn on the inside, not opening up the turn. So kind of basic, but it's something that you've got to retrain your brain a little bit, especially if you're riding a lot of amateur tracks, because the track is going to form how most people are riding. So if you can kind of, on your first session, practice, kind of gear your mind up for how am I going to put this whole track together? How am I going to connect the momentum? How am I going to open things up? And then what I like about this also is if I'm racing someone and you know they're on the inside of me, I start wide, all of a sudden it opens up options to turn under people to make passes. So come in wide, this person goes way out there, all I have to do is start my turn a little earlier than normal. I get the wheel on them and I'm past them. The other side of that is a lot of times the track's pretty rough, but if you just look 2 to 3 feet outside of a line, most of the time there's going to be a smooth line. Your typical amateur day, they're coming in middle inside, the track's super bumpy there. Just look 3, 4, 5 feet to the outside and generally you can find some clean lines. The last thing I think to think about is this turn right here has a massive hook. I probably charged in a little too hard a couple times, and because it's sandy, it doesn't like to hold your weight. And so if I start super tight, I'm kind of forced to go to this hook and then turn, because if I lean my bike over too far and I've got nothing to support me, chances are I'll fall over. But if I start wide, I can actually look ahead and go, okay, there's a hook. And then I can kind of start my turn maybe like here and then miss that hook. And especially in sand, you know, I do that 2-3 laps in a row and all of a sudden I've got a whole new line that's faster, that's making less mistakes and carrying more momentum. I'll just do a couple examples. I'll come in really tight, see how it kind of botches the turn, and then I'll have a couple good passes where I'll start wide, let the momentum ease off the brakes, let the momentum carry me through, keep the momentum through the turn, and then I'll do one where I miss this hook and start a new line because I opened up the turn. So that's all we have from Edmond, Oklahoma today. That's what's happening in this neck of the woods. What's happening in the woods where your neck is? In the world of racing, it's real important to wear safety equipment. Wear your helmets and stuff, things of that nature. Yeah, so I mean, wasn't terrible. Like when I came in, I still got to this part and was able to execute, but you can see how much mile an hour I have to lose to come in on the inside. It's like I have to basically do 2 turns. I have to come in straight, I have to do that first little bend, and then when I get to here, I have to get on the throttle again and accelerate. And I'm trying to build speed out of this, where when I come in wide, it's just, even though the turn has some kinks in it, and the exit's a little bit blown, I can still keep the momentum through. It's where I'm not really having to get on the throttle super hard. And then when I'm at the end of the turn and I can get on the big part of the tire and get straight, I can then accelerate. And then too, coming in, I don't know if you noticed, when the turn started to go, I now have this free open track all the way here to the inside that's been untouched. That when I have the proper angle, I'm able to get in and do what I need to do. Start a new line on the inside, don't get buried in all this loose stuff.
Welcome to Canard Racing School.
That's me. CEO, baby.